Welcome to Hot Drama TV.
Liu Yuning and Song Zuer. An on-screen love story that quietly took over millions of hearts. It didn't begin with a scandal. There was no official announcement, no paparazzi photos, no dramatic confession. It began with a look, a fleeting glance on screen, a pause that lasted half a second longer than necessary, a silence that somehow spoke louder than words. And before anyone realized it, millions of hearts were already involved. Chapter 1. When fiction feels too real. When The Prisoner of Beauty first aired, audiences came for the story. They stayed for something they couldn't quite explain. Liu Yuning and Song Zuer were not marketed as a viral couple. There was no aggressive promotion, no forced chemistry, no exaggerated romance. Yet scene after scene, something unexpected happened. Their characters didn't fall in love loudly. They didn't declare feelings with grand speeches. Instead, love crept in quietly, through restrained emotions, guarded gazes, and moments where neither dared to speak first. And that was exactly why it worked. Viewers didn't watch their relationship. They experienced it. Chapter 2. The moment the audience fell in. There is always a moment when an on-screen pairing crosses an invisible line. For Liu Yuning and Song Zuer, it wasn't a kiss. It wasn't a confession. It was the way he looked at her when she wasn't looking. The way her voice softened when she spoke his name. The way silence between them felt heavy, but safe. Audiences recognized something deeply human in those moments. Because real love, more often than not, is exactly like that. Unspoken, restrained, trembling just beneath the surface. And once viewers felt that truth, there was no turning back. Chapter 3. When the screen ends but the story doesn't. After the episode ends, most stories fade. This one didn't. Clips began circulating online, short edits, slow-motion glances, behind-the-scenes laughter. Each clip added another layer to the illusion, another spark to the fire. Was that smile scripted? Was that pause rehearsed? Or was something real slipping through the cracks? No one had answers. And that uncertainty became the fuel. Fans didn't just watch anymore, they analyzed. They didn't just comment, they imagined. A shared emotional universe was born, built not on facts but on feelings. Chapter 4. The Power of Silence. What made this phenomenon truly powerful was not what Liu Yuning and Song Zuer said. It was what they didn't. No confirmation. No denial. No attempt to control the narrative. In an age where celebrities overshare and headlines burn fast, their silence felt respectful. It allowed the story to breathe. It allowed fans to dream without feeling manipulated. It allowed the romance to exist exactly where it was strongest, in emotion, not reality. And paradoxically, that restraint made the connection feel more authentic. Chapter 5. Why millions cared so deeply. This wasn't just about two actors. It was about timing. In a world overwhelmed by noise, controversy, and fleeting content, Liu Yuning and Song Zuer offered something rare. A gentle love story. A slow burn. A reminder of sincerity. They represented a kind of romance people thought was disappearing. One built on understanding, patience, and emotional safety. For many viewers, watching them wasn't entertainment. It was comfort. Chapter 6. Fiction, fantasy, and emotional truth. Do they love each other in real life? That question, ironically, is the least important one. Because the truth is this. Even if the story never leaves the screen, even if their paths never cross again, the emotions they created are real. Real enough to move people. Real enough to inspire hope. Real enough to linger long after the final episode fades to black. And that is the quiet power of storytelling. Final chapter. A love story that belongs to the audience. Liu Yuning and Song Zuer may be an on-screen couple, but what they created together belongs to the audience. To the late-night viewers who replayed scenes. To the fans who found comfort in silence. To the millions who felt something stir in their hearts without needing proof. Some stories don't need an ending. They only need to be felt. And this one was felt deeply. Liu Yuning and Song Zuer. A love story that was never confirmed, yet never forgotten. And still the story didn't stop there. Because some stories don't end when the screen fades to black. They continue, in comment sections, in late-night replays, in quiet thoughts people don't even realize they're having. Chapter 7. After the applause fades. When the drama reached its final episodes, something unusual happened. Instead of moving on, audiences stayed. They rewatched scenes. They slowed down frames. They noticed things they had missed before. A hand that hesitated before pulling away. A smile that appeared too naturally. A moment where both actors seemed to forget the camera was there. These weren't grand gestures. They were fragments. And fragments, when stitched together by imagination, become stories of their own. Chapter 8. The illusion that felt honest. Fans knew logically that actors act. Yet emotionally, this pairing felt different. Not perfect. Not idealized. But believable. Lu Yuning's presence carried quiet restraint. Strength held back by emotion. Song Zuer's expressions revealed vulnerability without fragility. Together they created something rare. A relationship that felt lived in, not performed. It wasn't passion that screamed. It was connection that whispered. And whispers somehow travel further. Chapter 9. When viewers see themselves. Perhaps the reason this story resonated so deeply was not romance alone. It was recognition. People saw the love they once had, the words they never said, the connection they lost or hoped to find. This wasn't fantasy romance. This was emotional memory. And when viewers recognize themselves in a story, they don't let go easily. Chapter 10. Why this pairing refused to fade. In the fast-moving world of entertainment, most viral couples burn brightly and disappear just as fast. But Lu Yuning and Song Zuer lingered because their story didn't rely on shock. It relied on sincerity.
No dramatic headlines.
No forced marketing.
No overselling.
Just two performances that trusted the audience to feel, rather than be told. And audiences rewarded that trust. Chapter 11. The beauty of not knowing. There is a quiet elegance in not knowing the truth. No confirmation means no disappointment. No denial means no broken illusion. Their story exists in a rare space. Not real, not fake, but emotionally true. And maybe that is why people protect it so fiercely. Because once reality defines it, something fragile might be lost. Chapter 12. A story that ends where it began. In the end, it circles back to that first glance. The one that started everything. A moment so small it could be missed, yet powerful enough to ripple through millions of lives. Lu Yuning and Song Zuer did not promise forever. They did not ask for belief. They simply told a story and allowed people to feel it in their own way. Epilogue. Why this story still matters. Long after the drama ends, long after trends change, this story remains as a reminder that love does not need confirmation to be meaningful, that connection does not need labels to be powerful, that sometimes the most unforgettable stories are the ones left unfinished. And maybe that's exactly why we remember them.